those of you just joining us, we started with the visual breakdown of the visualizer lyric video of Dunamis. And today we're going to be doing the lyric breakdown. And I really want to now expand, given this part of the song and its breakdown for you. I made this song more of a testimony, but it is also meant to be relational in a way where you can relate to it. When you're listening to it, you can hear your walk in it, your experience in it, your emotions are present in it, but most importantly, your sense of empowerment, right? Your sense of dunamis power by way of the Holy Spirit, and your sense of truth. So, dunamis. First verse, war on my mind, agendas picking up. My enemy, they try find me in a rush. No sleep, no wasted time, only dunamis. Let me break it down if I must. So this is simply opening up the conversation like we are right now, you know, let's break it down. What does this mean when you're being pursued by enemies, right? What does this mean when you're being pursued by enemies, but you have dunamis power? What does dunamis power have to do with you being pursued by enemies? And you know what I mean? Like not wasting any time. I say no sleep because it's like, you know, we keep watch. We're waking up in the middle of the night to war, to pray. We don't sleep like the average person through the entire night. Oftentimes we're waking up to pray, we're waking up to have conversations with God, to receive insights, revelation. Those of you who are creative like me, likely to write, you know, to journal, to write songs, you're hearing melodies and so on and so forth. You're hearing new, you know, just insights come by way of your experiences in the night's hour. You know, when everyone else is still and asleep. No, you're not sleeping. There is something to the dunamis power in you that may wake you to a thing in more ways than one. So now we move forward to the pre-hook. Your pursuit of me. You try to kill my vibe, can't do to me what you want to do to me. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You know, I made this song very literal. I tend to write in a variety of ways. I can write in an abstract way, and then you have just straight up, I'm keeping it all the way 100 with you. You're going to get what I'm saying, kind of literal vibe. That's what Dunamis brings to the table. So it's, again, your pursuit of me. You try to kill my vibe, can't do to me what you want to do to me. This is you being sought out and pursued by enemies who have an agenda, but they cannot affect the results they're looking for. No matter what they do, no matter how you are pursued by your enemies, they do not prevail. In fact, they fall for your sake. They fall for coming against you with their actions, their deeds, their words. How many of you can relate to that? I know I can. Okay, and then it continues on with your toxicity. You traded self-love for your pride. See, we don't play when it comes to pride. We don't play because pride comes before the fall, and our enemies often suffer from pride, and that's what makes them so resistant and stubborn. It's like the pride is confusing the truth, is hardening their hearts, and is causing them to, you know, pursue a thing, even if it means to their demise. Again, they're not gaining the end that they desire. They're not seeing the results that they want in the end. And that is because dunamis, okay? Period, point blank. And that's you. That's your story. No matter what, I don't care what's coming up against you, even if it's your own mind and your thoughts, you know, trauma, whatever it is, the weapon may form, but it doesn't prosper. It does not prosper. You know, it doesn't work out. You are inevitably victorious, glorious, okay, and empowered by his spirit. So with that being said, can't do to me what you want to do to me. Self-love and pride often are confused. People confuse self-love for pride when they're not the same thing. Self-love is constructive. It is a part of your healing. It's part of you seeing yourself the way you're meant to, the way God sees you, because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Now, on the other hand, pride is empty. It's a defense. It is a mask. It's masking pain. Pride can be in bed with arrogance. It is not true empowerment. It is the opposite, because it often relies on the destruction of others. It relies on you seeing yourself superior in a way that is false, a fallacy, just kind of made up in your own head, delusional. There's so much I could say to pride, but truly is, for me, I know my God resists pride. He is not a God of pride. He encourages humility. And I believe self-love can encourage humility too, because it allows you to love others. Once you learn to love yourself and see the significance of the person staring back at you in the mirror, you have the opportunity to then see that in other people, because you've discovered it first in yourself. But it's what we make it. It's how we take it. What's true of our blood is always there to pick us up again. So again, it's straightforward. All this that you may be experiencing concerning any battle in your life, right? All of it. I don't care what it is. It could be a plethora of different things and obstacles that enemies may have intended for you. It's all what you make it, how you respond. That's what defines you, not the challenge itself, but how you overcome, how you respond to the thing. So it's what we make it, it's how we take it, and what's true of our blood, right? So this is something that cannot be taken away. Now there's like a double or triple entendre with this particular part. It's what's true of our blood, right? Our DNA, who we are, identity is really emphasized in Dunamis, but also our identity through the sacrifice that allowed us to be redeemed back to our Father in heaven. The blood that was shed on your behalf and my behalf, right? What's true of that, it can't be taken away. You're blood bought. Amen. So again, it speaks to identity, your DNA, who you are by blood. No one can take that from you. I don't care if they're trying to be you. I don't care what they're trying to co-opt. You are you. You are a unique signature in the universe that nobody can replicate or duplicate, period. And then you also have those who, for those who understand what it means to be a blood-bought believer, you're bought by that sacrifice. No one can take that from you. No one can convince you that your past will always define you when the blood covers your sins and it covers whatever the enemy is trying to dredge up and label you as, and so on and so forth, when you are the one that's chosen to allow that covering, right? You are a child of God, and no one can take that from you. So what's true of our blood is always there to pick us up again. The blood speaks, y'all. The blood speaks. We know this. And with that being said, that's that. You know, anytime, again, we're going through ebbs and flows and there's just so much going on, come back to the fact that you are who you are and no one can take that away. That's a great starting point. And then also your relationship with God and what that means. So second verse, when I fight, the cause I choose is just. My God, my people, the love I have enough. My enemy after my tears they lust. No creep can take by blood what's for us. Now, you guys, there's more intensity here, right? Because it's like, yeah, okay. I've never used the word enemies so many times in a song before, but really this is a real thing, you know, warfare and these different types of battles that we experience. So I wanted to make it very clear, as mentioned. So when I fight, yeah, the cause I choose is just. I don't have frivolous fights. I don't fight for no reason. When I fight, because I can fight, and warfare is warfare. I'm going to show up to the front line when I'm called to the front line of a thing. But most of the time, I have moments where I might perceive something in a way. It's like, girl, have a seat, chill out. That is not even worth it. That's not worth, you know what I mean? That's discerning when to respond and how to respond and whatnot. But 99.9% of the time, when I fight, the cause I choose is just. I'm after justice. I'm after righteousness. So I'm not out here just fighting for no reason. If at any point you see me enduring a battle or a fight or any form of contention, it is because I'm after justice and righteousness. With that being said, I'm just after, the scales being balanced, and that's just who I am. I don't like When I see something that's not fair, something that looks corrupt and crooked, it's shady, or someone's being bullied and whatnot, I'm going to be the one to step in and be like, we're not doing this. No, we don't have time. We don't have time for you to be a bully. So I'm going to stand up and I'm going to stand 10 toes down. What's up? And it's just, okay, not petty, not toxic, none of that. When I fight the cause I choose is just my God, my people, the love I have enough. So this is essentially saying, listen, I'm not out here fighting because I don't feel fulfilled. I'm not empty. I have what I need. No creep can take my blood, what's for us. So again, the same thing. My enemy is out here wilding out, okay? But guess what? I don't care how creepy you are. I don't care how much of an enemy you've chosen to be. I don't care how obsessive you are. You know what I mean? Like, no creep can take my blood, what's for us. So I want to now give this over to you because, again, this is relational. I don't care, again, what is pursuing you, what is coming up against you. It cannot be taken. It cannot be taken, especially that which is of blood, you know, identity, who you are in God, what comes by way of identity and the truth of your identity, your calling, what comes by way of your relationship with God and who God is to you. These things cannot be co-opted. I don't care how hard people try. These things can't happen. You stand for justice, stand 10 toes down, and you'll see God come through. There's so much that occurs when we share our testimony, and not just for us, but for those who receive it. So please receive it. This is your song too, Dunamis. Now it goes back into the pre-hook, and we go back into the chorus. Your pursuit of me, you try to kill my vibe, can't do to me what you want to do to me. Your toxicity, you traded self-love for. Your pride can't do to me what you want to do to me. And then now the hook is, but it's what we make it. So when it switches up and it goes into the more legato portion of the song, that is the hook. Now, moving forward to the bridge. Reflection you can't find. You never rewind. Never handle your inside. So you try and dim my light, but it's what we make it. Yeah, this is kind of breaking down the psychology of enemies, and it kind of gives you a compassionate view of what's happening with your enemies. You know, anytime you are pursued by enemies, and this is, you know, for some of you, you already know this is pretty obvious, but I needed to put it out there, you know, because there's a lot of people who don't know why people do what they do. This is because they're not looking inward. They don't have a sense of conviction. They don't have a sense of fear for God. They have lost the love that they should have for themselves, so they cannot experience that with you, or perhaps they never had it in the first place, and they don't reflect. They, you know, when you and I do a thing and we take time to reflect on it, like think about it and come back to that moment, and we think about the thing and how we could have done things differently. There are people who don't have those faculties, or they choose not to engage them. They literally don't look inside. They don't handle what's going on inside. They have no idea that they're jealous, that they're envious, that they're quite wicked. They sometimes are just operating literally blindly. And I think it's so important to inspire enemies to look within, to help them understand that they are loved. But it's going to begin with the reception of who they are. They have to acknowledge who they are. If they can't do that, then they cannot possess the light of truth. And without that, you know, you got all this pride, you got toxicity, you got all this stuff that takes the reins. So you try and dim my light, you know, that's what the enemy's pursuit of you is, essentially to get rid of that light. And we know that it is often the light of truth. So if you are someone who stands for justice, who fights for justice, what you'll notice is the enemy's pursuit is to shut up and silence the truth, to confuse it, to distort it, to dim it. And for those of you who are like me, we stand for the truth, we stand for justice, and that light is a threat to darkness. You imagine someone walking into a room, right, and it's fully dark, and people are sleeping in this dark room, and they've been sleeping in this dark room for an extended period of time. So you open the door and you turn on the lights. Usually they have an adverse reaction, like they want you to turn that light back out. It's too much, it's like overwhelming. Sometimes that's the effect that we have on people and environments, groups, you know, it all depends. People individually, places, and things. We have that effect where our light is too much, it's too revealing, it exposes too much, so they want to put it out. But guess what? It goes back into the pre-chorus and the hook, because they can't put your light out. They cannot do what they want to do to you, period, point blank. I don't care who they are. I don't care, again, I don't care. I don't care how much they have. They can't. They won't. And as you rock Dunamis, you know, you have this on your playlist, you listen to the remixes. Once you have the album, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to have all you need to continue being awesome, to continue being who you are, which is a dope, blessed, glorious individual who has Dunamis power, supernatural power that your enemies cannot touch, they cannot contend against. So you guys stay tuned. I'm so excited about this song. It's a testimony to my resilience and through God, right? Through the power of God. My resilience does not come through my own strength. It comes through the power that God gives me. And I just want you guys to stay tuned. Please subscribe to this channel. Subscribe over to Project Rose Global. There's a huge story unfolding here. And you know, as we come back to it, as it's all restored, it's so much more impactful and powerful. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for you being here to witness it with me. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Let's check in very soon. Bye.